I think it's pretty fair to say that Japanese brand Asics might be the hottest brand in sneakers this year. The brand has been around for a very long time and has always had a strong following, but it wasn't until the last couple of years that the brand really hit the mainstream, gaining a lot of newer, younger customers, thanks to changes in sneaker trends and some very nicely executed collaborations. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably new to Asics and you're wondering what's the best shoe to buy, how do they fit, what's the comfort like, and also what's the difference between all of them. Well, in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about 4 of the most popular Asics models of the moment. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first sneaker we're gonna be talking about is the Asics Gel Kayano 14. Now, every sneaker brand has one sneaker that represents the brand more than any other. Nike, for example, has the Air Force 1, Adidas has the Sambas, New Balance has the 990s, and Asics, well, the Gel Kayano has been that sneaker, specifically this Gel Kayano 14. This sneaker was first released in 2008 and was mainly seen as a running shoe back then. The model got discontinued, only to be brought back in 2020 in the form of several high-profile collaborations with Kiko Kastadanov. And in 2022, we saw perhaps the most recognizable Asics model yet, the collaboration with Jound on the Kayano 14s. Just looking at what that sneaker resells for now, you can clearly see how popular the shoe was. And because of that very simple colorway, it really made people notice how clean of a shoe the Kayano 14s are. That release also coincided with the rise in popularity of Y2K sneakers, specifically running shoes from the early 2000s that feature synthetic leather and mesh uppers, and no other brand does that better than Asics sneakers. We have in the last year seen the Kayano 14s released in several colorways that have sold out, and the pair I have right here is the black and cream colorway. Yet another pair that sold out very quickly, and for good reason. It is a very similar look and feel to those Jound pairs. And getting into the shoe, so the upper of the shoe is almost entirely made out of big holed mesh and features also this synthetic leather upper, and that heavy use of metallic silver is one of the defining features, I would say, about the Kayano 14s. A lot of the colorways feature that. You also get that classic tiger logo on the shoe, and I have to say, on this pair compared to the other sneakers in this video, the logo does look more prominent. It looks a lot more premium. Overall, the shoe does seem to have some pretty sharp features, like for example the more pointy toe. The look and feel of this sneaker compared to some of the cheaper models in this video does seem to be a bit more premium. The synthetic silver panels, for example, do feel a bit softer. From a comfort point of view, this sneaker does feature Asics' gel technology as well as an EVA foam midsole, and definitely for me, the gel technology is one of my favorite cushioning systems. It does feel great on feet. The cushioning is not as soft as maybe something more advanced like an Adidas Boost, but the mesh uppers combined with that gel technology does make this a very comfortable pair of shoes. On this more expensive Gel Kayano 14 model, you can see that the gel is a lot more prominent, a lot more visible on the midsole. You see a lot of it on the heel of the sneaker, as well as some gel is visible in the middle part of the shoe. From a sizing point of view, for me, these sneakers are quite narrow, so I do prefer to go a half size up than my true size. I typically wear size 11 in most shoes. I do wear an 11.5 in Asics and pretty much most Asics sneakers. Just comparing it with some non-Asics shoes, so I do fit a size 11, for example, in Nike Dunks, Nike Air Max sneakers, Jordan 1s. I actually wear the same size in Asics as I do in an Adidas Samba. For me, I go up a half size in Samba, same with the Asics. These are priced at $150 or 160 euros, making it the most expensive sneaker in this video. But if you want that classic Asics look, or if you really wanted those Jound Kayano 14s and simply don't want to pay that absurd price, then I would say the Kayano 14s are definitely your best option. The next sneaker we're going to talk about is the Gel 1130s. Now, this is a relatively new sneaker from Asics. It debuted back in 2021. The pair I have right here is a collaboration between Hall Studios and Asics. That's why this colorway does look quite unique. But if you look at most of the Gel 1130 colorways, you can clearly see where the inspiration from the shoe came from. Yes, it in fact came from the sneaker I've already talked about in this video, the Kayano 14s. However, the Gel 1130s come at a much lower price of just $95. So you might be wondering why there is such a big difference in price between the Kayano 14s and the 1130s. Well, there's quite a few reasons. Firstly, the upper on the 1130s feature a lot more mesh and less of that more premium synthetic leather that you see on the Kayano 14s. Additionally, on the midsole, you'll notice there's much less gel technology. In fact, there's just a little bit here at the back of the sneaker. However, for me, there's quite a lot of positives with the 1130s, especially when you have them on feet. So in the 1130s, I actually go with my true size of US 11, so it is actually a half size lower for me than the Kayanos and pretty much all other Asics shoes, and that's because the toe box area on this pair is slightly wider. And I have to say the cushioning on this pair, even though it has less gel technology, it does feel very soft on feet, even softer than the Kayanos. So overall, just the feeling of having these on feet for me feels much better than the other more expensive Kayanos, just because the cushioning is softer and also the toe box is wider, so it's just very, very comfortable on feet. You might be someone that actually doesn't like soft cushioning, so maybe this isn't the best shoe for you. Personally, I do prefer it when it feels softer. So when you talk about value for money, the Gel 1130s might actually be better than the Kayanos because they feel more comfortable. However, I can't deny that looks wise, I do prefer how the Kayano 14s look, especially loving how the midsole looks with that exposed gel. But the 1130s are pretty similar looking. They do feel pretty great on feet, and also they're a lot cheaper, so this is an excellent option. Another model that has seen quite a lot of popularity recently is the GT 2160. This is an older model. It first released back in 2011, but it has received quite a rise in popularity recently thanks to some collaborations with Montreal-based Dime as well as Cecile Banson, who had a very unique take on the model. And these are priced at $120, which is right in between the two previous shoes I mentioned. And from what I can tell, that is mainly to do with the extra bit of synthetic leather that you see on the sneaker compared with the 1130s, which does make the shoe slightly more durable. And one other thing I've noticed visually with the GT 2160 is that the tiger logo is not as prominent. It's much thinner than other models mentioned in this video. The sneaker once again features the Asics Gel technology, and you can see more of it on this sneaker, and that's typically how it works with Asics. The higher price the model is, the more gel technology it does have. On this pair, you can see two gel inserts both in the heel area. For sizing on these, I do feel like these fit me closer to how the Kayanos do, so it's a bit narrower, so that's why I like to go a half size up in the GT 2160. So they are a half size higher than the 1130s. I also have to comment on the cushioning on this pair. So compared to all the sneakers in this video, for me, this pair does have the most firm cushioning on feet. It's a lot more firm, especially compared with the 1130s. So if that is something you prefer, if you're someone who doesn't like that super soft, squishy feeling on feet, then perhaps this is the model you want to go for. And the last sneaker we're going to talk about in this video is also the newest from Asics, and that is the Gel NYC. The sneaker world was introduced for the first time to this model when that collaboration with Awake New York dropped in those two very, very eye-catching colorways. The model itself was created alongside Angelo Bach, who is the founder of Awake New York. And he shared in an interview that the combination of older designs and newer technology on this model was a tribute to New York City. And what a design, what a final product. In my opinion, this is one of the nicest Asics shoes we've seen in the last few years. I have yet to see a colorway that doesn't look good on the Gel NYC. Just have a look at all of these colorways. They look great. The pair I have right here is the Concrete and Oatmeal colorway. I'm not sure yet if these have released already in the United States, but when they do, you can expect them to sell out, because actually the Gel NYC has been the fastest selling shoe for Asics this year, and they are priced at $130. And what really sets them apart is the different materials used on here, specifically the usage of suede on the upper. There's quite a few suede panels here on the mud guard as well as some of the heel panels, and additionally you have more of that synthetic leather and also mesh. I would say the quality and variety of materials used on this pair make the Gel NYC the best quality out of the four. I also just really like how they look on feet. You'll notice that they are a bit of a lower profile shoe than the Kayanos, for example. The ankle collar specifically is a bit lower. So for me, these are the least bulky looking sneaker. And comfort wise, wow, these feel great. I would say out of the four mentioned in this video, this pair does have the best combination of softness as well as stability in the cushioning. The Gel 1130s for me still feel softer on feet, but I do feel my feet slightly moving around in that shoe is not as stable as the NYCs. For sizing on these, I think you could actually get away with going with your true size on them. However, I have once again preferred to go up half a size. but everyone's got different feet, so I would suggest you guys to go try them on yourself first. This is one of those shoes that I feel like I'm kind of in between sizes, so you could go with either one. And once again, I have to say I love how these look and feel on feet. Let me know in the comments, out of the 4, which is your favorite Asics model, and also if it's another model not mentioned in this video, let me know that as well. Overall, I would say if what you're looking for is that classic early 2000s look, then probably the Kayano 14s are your best option. If comfort is what's most important to you and you don't really care too much about the looks, then I would say go with the 1130s. The GT 2160 I would recommend for those of you who prefer more firmer cushioning. But overall, I would have to say when it comes to looks, quality, and durability of materials, the comfort, as well as the price point, for me overall, the Gel NYCs do win out. But that's just my opinion. Honestly, Asics is a great brand. You can't go wrong with either of these sneakers. They do have some differences. Let me know down in the comments if you found this video useful. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm dropping tons of video just like this every single week, and also the links to all my social media as well as my sneaker podcast can be found in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.